13-0, Deshler on top. Jimmy Gardner, Keith Coates, Tim Valentine. And while the captains make their way out to midfield, Keith, let's pause just a moment to take time to wish all our best to the Dalton Broussard Sr. family. Of course, Dalton Jr. and then Trey, Dalton Broussard III. Trey with a great career at Deshler High School, All-State, I believe, in 1997.
Fullback.
If I'm not mistaken. And Dalton, our thoughts and prayers go out to you this week, and I know your daddy fought a brave battle. And Keith, nothing thrilled him more than a Deshler Tiger football night. And boy, a game like this, hard-hitting defensive struggle was just the kind he would have liked.
Just what he liked, yeah. Outstanding fullback Trey. Trey was such a tough runner. You know.
Brooks is unable to establish any running game at all. And Deshler may be going to have to go to some play action on first down. Though they did open it up with the 80-yard drive, they're going to have to do a little something different in the second half. Maybe a matter of just blocking better, eliminating some penalties.
Brooks minus 5 yards rushing, folks. 28 through the air for 23 total yards in the first half. 1 first down for the Brooks Lions. 2 turnovers. Too many penalties to count, however, for the Deshler Tigers, so about even on that. 13-0, Deshler leads. Here comes the approach by Caleb Henry. High end-over-end kick near the boundary, and he lets it go out of bounds, and the Brooks Lions will take over in fairly good field position. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line, and that time, Keith, I think the senior kicker just trying to just put it too much in that little corner.
Yeah, and just almost did it. The Brooks guy was wanting to reach out and catch it,
just a yard difference.
And just as he did, he realized his toes were on the out-of-bounds line, so he knew not to reach out and catch it.
I was hoping for that dreaded catch it and step out of bounds.
That's what I wanted to do.
1st and 10, Brooks, boy, their defense has really come to play as well. Deshler with only 1 first down on the night. So 1st and 10, Brooks Lions, shotgun formation. What changes have either coach made? Let's see here in this opening period. Option for it. And they'll pitch it, and J.R. White there to track him down. Just nothing doing for Brooks in the running game. No gain on the play, and it's J.R. White, folks, having a sensational game in his 3rd start in a region championship game. He's been starting since he was a freshman. 2nd and 10 at the 35.
And Jimmy, those plays look like they're well run, well blocked, and then just all of a sudden, and give JR too a lot of credit on a couple of those plays. He's been the only man out there.
That's right.
What I mean, that was his job.
He did it. Under center is Alex Mitchell, 2nd and 10. Will give to the second man through the tailback. He's got a little running room, and it closes up quick, and J.R. White, along with Dion Ballou there to make the stop after maybe a 6-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 4 now at the 41-yard line. Big play here early in the 3rd, folks, with Deshler up 13-0, just underway in the second half, and here we go. 3rd and 4 to your feet, Tiger fans. Shotgun formation, twin receivers to either side for Brooks. 4-man front for Deshler. Mitchell going to roll to his left. Big rush from Ferguson from the inside. Huge rush. Big hit. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Johnny Bates at midfield, and a huge hit on Alex Mitchell by J.R. White just as he released the football. Man, oh man, he got up, but I don't know how, folks. Huge hit. Ferguson was chasing him from the inside. White hit him just as he released it, and Johnny Bates steps in front of the pass, and Deshler in business with their 3rd turnover of the night, 1st and 10 at midfield.
Johnny Bates needs to go over and give J.R. White a big hug, but boy, if you couldn't see that, Mitchell was sort of on the back of his heels to throw it, raised his arm, and J.R. was on a full dead run.
1st and 10. Ball just inside. They'll give it to Gardner over the right side, and just nothing doing there. Good penetration, and another penalty flag here to begin the 3rd quarter. My, oh my, not much of adjustment there if the Tigers are once again called for illegal procedure. And it is indeed illegal procedure against the Deshler Tigers. Oh my. 13-0 Tigers on top, but plenty of improving to do, at least offensively tonight, and not much better you can do defensively.
You're right. If this wasn't one of those games where John needed to save his timeouts, he probably would already get one and go out there and really choose some people, because they just left the doors up there talking about that from the field house.
1st and 15, ball at our own 45-yard line. Micah Crunk, Jason Zack, Randy Foster, Dylan Boston in there, 2 tight end set, and Wright rolls out, nobody there. He's going to keep it around the right side and run out of bounds, and here comes 2 late flags as they'll get a personal foul against Brooks as they ran him all the way to the fence, folks. Just would not stop along the Deshler sideline, and boy, the Tigers can sure use the break. I can tell you that. Another busted play, and Keith, we've had probably 3 busted plays all year, and 2 of them tonight in the 9th game of the year for the region championship.
Yeah, but you contribute that a lot, Jimmy, to some of what's been going on the last couple of weeks, where the competition just hadn't been as stiff, and then so many games, our first team's not even in there in the second half, and it's just that's why we talked in the pregame about we needed this game so bad. We need these guys to go 4 quarters and know give us something really good to work on next week.
First down after the personal foul at the Brooks 35-yard line. So huge play for the Deshler. 13-0, Tigers on top. Deshler's opening possession of the second half. Gardner, your fullback. Ballou, your wing back. And they'll give to Gardner over the left side, and he's running forward, pushing the pile, and pushes Alex Mitchell about 3 yards, still running, and they call him finally forward progress down after he gets to the 30-yard line. A tough 5, maybe 6 yards for a hard-charging junior fullback.
Yeah, good job that time making that first man right there at the line miss. He did that little step that you see the college backs. Mark Ingram does it so well for Alabama. He did that little slide step, made the first guy miss, shot up in the hole, made it good. It looks like about a 6-yard gain.
Ball at the 30. Second down 4 for Deshler. 292-pound nose guard up there for the Deshler, for Brooks. Now they'll quick pitch to Gardner around the right side. He's got running room, and Gardner chased down inside the 25. He'll have the first down around the right end, and Alex Mitchell seems injured at the 30. Now, wait a minute. Let's see about this. Boy, he has grabbed his ankle, folks. That would be terrible to have him go out of this football game. There'll be a first down Deshler, but is it Alex Mitchell?
Tim telling you.
He is, and he's hurting.
Oh, man. What a star, folks. And Keith, you can see the way he's been a little bit off tonight, but you can see, and especially on defense, even though he's not having a great game offensively, he is lighting the Deshler Tigers up from the safety spot.
He's a football player.
Yeah.
That's just all you can say. I mean, he's going against a pretty tough defense, and he's making all the throws, and he's had a couple balls dropped, and he's also probably their leading tackler on defense. By far the hardest licks pass. They're getting him
up to
here.
His feet there. He's on his right leg, I believe, folks.
Yeah, he was reaching
He's
down.
He's not putting any weight on it whatsoever. Oh, man. What a blow to Brooks. It's really a blow to our whole area if he can't continue on. Man, what? That just shows you it's a vapor, Keith. I mean, it can come and go so quickly here in this hard-hitting game. We just hope all the best for Alex Mitchell. His right leg is off the ground, and he's not putting any weight on it whatsoever. 13-0, Deshler on top. 9:25 to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 Tigers inside the 25 at the 23-yard line of Brooks. Micah Crunk going up against a guy that outweighs him 100 pounds tonight, folks, and he is holding his own. 4-man front for the Lions, right under center. They'll give to Summerhill around the left side. He turns it upfield. Danny Summerhill with a big run inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Deshler Tigers, after a 14-yard run by the senior tailback, DeAnthony Summerhill, and now the Deshler offensive front of Crunk, Blazer, Zach, Randy Foster, Chris May, and Ben Norwood doing the job for Deshler.
Sure are. Seem to be starting to lean on them a little bit now. And vintage DeAnthony Summerhill that time just going left, patiently, and then cutting in and getting a big gain. 1st
and goal now. Wing T set. Give to Gardner over the right side. He's got a hole inside the 5. Goes Jay Gardner. It'll be 2nd and goal after a 4-yard run, and give the Brooks defense credit, folks. They are really hitting and laying the helmets down. Tim Ballantyne, hard-hitting game tonight. All right, 2nd and goal, folks. 8:37 to go in the third quarter. 13-0. technical difficulties with Bow down on the sideline. Wing T set Gardner, Bates, and Summerhill at your backfield, 2 tight ends. Give to Gardner, he's in there, touchdown, yes, Deshler Tigers. Good blocking up front. They fake it to Jonathan Bates on the jet and give it to Jay Gardner. And they're going to go for 2, are the Deshler Tigers, leading 19-0 with 8:20 to go in the game. So a 5-yard touchdown run for Jay Gardner pushes the lead out to 19.
Yeah, this looked like once we started staying on sides and not jumping, we just looked like we started to push it in and power football a little bit there, just pushing them off the ball, you know.
Boy. Tim, how big is that personal foul penalty now against Brooks? Just can't get him on going for 2. Going to give it to Ballou around the right side, and he's tripped up short of the end zone. Good job by the Brooks defense, and that is Deontra Ackland, a senior, getting in there to trip up Ballou, but the Deshler faithful come to their feet. It's 19-0 Tigers, and with Alex Mitchell going to the sideline injured, Key, not looking good for the Brooks Lions.
No, we'll have to see how he is. I've been trying to look across and see if I could see him, but you know, if there's any way, if there's a will, there's a way. He'll get back up and get in there. We'll see.
Right ankle, folks, that he injured. We did not see the injury, did not see him. He was just, it was a first down run there by Deshler, and then he just laid on the ground on the near side here at the 30-yard line. So a terrible blow. And as I said, all of the Shoals area in Northwest Alabama hurts when a man that can play the game that well goes down.
Yeah, well, we're hoping, like I said, I'm trying to look across. I don't see any of the trainers around over the bench, so hopefully maybe he is up and able to go back in.
19-0, 8:20 to go in the third quarter, and Deshler to kick off. So those first 4 minutes of the second half go Deshler's way as we hold Brooks and then get the ball after the punt at midfield, or the interception, by Jonathan Bates, and then waste no time taking it 52 yards in 7 plays.
Yeah, and there was no question really about the penalty. Like you said, it was one thing he had to jump the bench more or less over here, but then when they shoved him again and he actually went into the fence still standing up, there's no question, and that was a crucial penalty that got us down around the 35-yard line.
Really turned this ball game way in Deshler's favor, folks. Region 8 championship on the line. High end-over-end kick fielded at the 10-yard line, fumbled, picked up and fallen on at the 16-yard line by the Brooks Lions. And it'll be 1st and 10 Brooks. And now we'll get a look at the second team quarterback, I would assume, for the Brooks Lions. And that is number 3, Taylor Robertson, a junior, 5'9", 150-pounder. There's that saying, shoes to fill, Keith, and boy, he has got some of the biggest ones that have ever come down the pike in Alex Mitchell to fill. 1st and 10. See if Robertson can rally Brooks. They'll give it to the tailback, and he bumps it outside, but tracked down by Dylan Boston at the 18. Good job, Dylan Boston, from his linebacker spot, chasing down the tailback, Marcellus Smith, the senior. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 after no gain on the play. Deshler on top, 19-0.
Be interesting to see how he throws the ball, or if it allows Deshler to go into more of a run defense. But now he's probably played quite a bit in the second half, just like some of the Deshler backup quarterbacks.
2nd and 10. Robertson in there at quarterback for the injured Mitchell. And Coach John Mothershed wants a timeout. He sees something defensively he does not like at all, and he'll take a timeout. With a 19-0 lead. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout as well. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog. Welcome back to Howard Chapel Stadium after the timeout. Want to say thank you to all our sponsors tonight, folks. You could not be listening to this Region 8 championship game without our sponsors. Want to thank Larry Green, Century 21, Clement Realty, for everything he does to help out with Deshler Tiger Football. And he really goes above and beyond just his sponsorship, folks, and we appreciate him. 335-3577. 2nd and 10. Robertson drops back to his 10-yard line. He's scrambling. Blazer giving chase, and now Boston, and he'll throw it out of bounds, incomplete. and it'll be 3rd down and 10 now for the Brooks Lions, trailing 19-0. But I think of Tuscummy Utilities, David Thornton, Keith, always there to sponsor Deshler Tiger football. Of course, his daughter really stepped in there and stole Ryan Lee's thunder this year. You know, Mary Beck Thornton, a star right off the bat here in her first year at
radio first.
Yeah, she's a natural. 3rd down, 10 now. Ball at the 19-yard line. Robertson drops back, big rush by Boston. They're trying to set up the screen. They've got it at the 25, at the 30. Now breaking free is Hill, and he tripped up and falls down at the 38, 39-yard line. So Austin Hill with a big play in the ball game. Deshler brought the house, and Robertson calmly dumps it over the top of the rushing linebackers, and Austin Hill makes a couple of guys miss. Great senior wide receiver for the Brooks Lions. It's 1st and 10 Lions, ball at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, absolutely perfect call that time. We called a blitz and had Dylan Boston coming up the middle, and they had the little slip screen call.
1st and 10, 4-man front for the Tigers. 3 receivers to the right for Brooks, 1 to the left. Robertson going to run it. He's going to keep it, buries his head, and he'll have it for about 3, maybe 4 yards out to the 44-yard line. Chris May, Dylan Boston, Ilkin Mills there on the stop. 2nd down and 7, 19-0 Tigers, 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go in the 3rd.
They're just running a little option play there, had a trailing back, and just decided to keep it and turn up. And actually, he's done a pretty good job moving them off their goal line.
He sure has.
To the 44-yard line.
2nd down, 7 to go. Deshler looks like they're going to blitz. Under center is Robertson. He's going to play fake, look deep. Got a man there, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Ryan Goodlow. It was intended for Matthew Scott, and it goes incomplete, bringing up 3rd down and 7 now for Brooks at their own 43-yard line. Halfway through the 3rd, Keith, you got to feel like this drive is almost do or die time for the
critical
Lions.
Drive. Good coverage there by Deshler. They ran a little throwback play, and actually Robertson did a pretty good job. He threw it up to where the back could stop and come back around our defensive back, because our defensive back had his back, trailing him, but he didn't stop and come back and help him out.
Here we go, 3rd down and 7. Shotgun, Robertson with a good snap, going to throw it across the middle, incomplete. Incomplete, and Brooks will have to punt it away, facing 4th and 7 at their own 44-yard line, or will they? No signal yet from Coach Jerry Hill that he wants to punt this ball away at all. But we'll keep it right here, 19-0, Tigers on top, and they're going to line up and go for it, folks.
He may do that pooch punt.
Yeah, Robertson at the quarterback. He's a junior. Most likely see him next year. 4-man front for Deshler, and they pull the Tigers off sides. Right over center, and we go for it on 1 when it's on 2. Oldest trick in the book, folks.
Still be 4th and 1.
Still works, so yeah. That's why, an oldie but goodie. Let's see, after the mark off, it'll be 4th down. We'll call it a short 2 yards. And they put up a game effort here tonight. Now, got to be proud if you remember Region 8 tonight in 4A, folks. 2 great teams on the field at Howard Chapel. Powerhouse backfield, long snap count. They'll give it to the 2nd man. Through it, he's hit and driven back by Stephen Abels. Stephen Abels in there makes the play of the game for Deshler in the 2nd half. And the junior with a huge stop as he just lowered his head, got through untouched, and stopped the Brooks Lions for a 2-yard loss at the 47. What a defensive stand.
Boy, sure was. What a great call, too, by the defensive coaches. They obviously called a slant to get penetration, and Stephen Abel, one of our favorite players all year, his work ethic, he just works himself into the game.
Kept his head up.
Yeah.
So many times you see his lineman. Yeah.
Perfect.
Man, it was beautiful, folks. 1st and 10. Give to Gardner over the left side. Dancing for about 2 yards is Gardner down near the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8, Deshler, with 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Another touchdown here, folks, and it may be region championship celebration time for the Tigers in 2009.
Yeah, you can rest assured we're looking to grind out some first downs right here with under 6 minutes, down 5:50 in the 3rd quarter. We're looking to eat up some clock and then, like you said, hopefully punch it in.
Micah Crunk, Matt Blazer, Jason Zack, Randy Foster, Rashad Thompson in there at tackle now, spelling senior Chris May. Right under center, he'll pitch it to Gardner around the right side. He's looking for some running room, can't make 1-2 miss in the backfield, and he's dropped for a 4-yard loss back to midfield. and it'll be 3rd down now and about 13 to go for the Deshler Tigers with a 19-0 lead. Good penetration by the Brooks Lions.
Yeah, brings up a long 3rd and 13. Big hit on Gardner's. He'd gone up to about 85 yards before that rush right there, so we're looking to just grind it out, see if we can get a couple backs in that 100-yard range right here.
Summerhill, Ballou, and Gardner, your backfield. Ballou at the wing back. Jonathan Bates split out to the near side, and Wright going to look to throw. He's got time. Throws a bullet in there. It's caught at the 41-yard line, and it'll be 4th down now and about 4 to go. A 10-yard completion right to Jonathan Bates, who makes a real good catch on the sideline. 4th down and about 4 for Coach John Mothershed, and he quickly decides he'll punt it away and pin Brooks deep again in their own territory.
Still, big gain right there. Great pass by Parker Wright, just a down and out, and he hit him right as Jonathan stepped out of bounds. But it's going to allow us to punt from about the 41-yard line, so hopefully pin Brooks back deep.
And Austin Hill, he's dangerous. He showed it on the screen pass. He can make folks miss. Really good athlete, son of Coach Jerry Hill, has had a marvelous career at Brooks. And Boston with a high, spiraling, beautiful kick will hit down inside the 10. Somebody down it at the 3-yard line. They do, and it'll be 1st down and 10 to go for the Brooks Lions. And great job, Dylan Boston.
Boy, how tough does that make it coming off the goal line here with your backup quarterback in the game? He showed he's got good feet to run the ball, but it's going to be hard to come out throwing off your goal line, so they're going to have to try to pound it out and get a couple 1st downs.
4:42 to go in the 3rd, 19-0, Deshler on top, and Brooks 97 yards away right now from getting back in this game. 2 receivers to either side. Robertson deep from his own end zone, just going to launch it up for grabs. Bates is there, and he's got it. Jonathan Bates with the interception. Great coverage on Scott, and he just runs. Looked like he was the intended receiver, Keith, as Jonathan Bates with his 2nd interception of the night.
Yeah, great job by Jonathan, and that's 4th on the whole year.
4 turnovers for Brooks.
4 turnovers. That's one of those plays where if you're the offensive guy, you've got to turn into the defender and try to knock that ball down, because Jonathan just outran him to the ball and gives us the ball back on the 39-yard line. And, yeah, like you said, 4th turnover, and we talked about before the game, you know, that's something you just can't predict, but how big that always ends up being in a game like this.
1st and 10, Deshler Tigers inside the 40-yard line to 39 of Brooks. 19-0, Tigers on top. Gardner, Summerhill, and Ballou. Right, he's going to roll out. Looking, got a man wide open. It's Jonathan Bates. Can he get it? A diving effort, yes! At the 1-yard line, Jonathan Bates, and Jonathan Bates, folks. What a diving catch by the senior, and a good throw by Parker Wright as he laid it out there for a wide open wide receiver.
Yeah, great call, great pass, great catch.
Yep.
That's all you say on that.
Everybody did their job.
The only thing is I want Jonathan in there at tailback. Let him score this touchdown right here.
J.R. White makes his way into the ball game for Coach Gerald Helms' offense. At the 2-yard line, they mark him 19-0.
About a 45, 50-yard pass.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time to throw it, and a beautiful throw by Parker Wright. White, Summerhill, and Gardner. They'll give to Summerhill around the right side. He's got good blocking. J.R. White out in front of him. Yes! Tiger touchdown. D. Anthony Summerhill from 2 yards out. And it's Deshler 25, Brooks nothing with 4:09 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Just a great play, Jimmy. I love going for it, you know, after the turnover. Take a shot. You know, you've heard people say that for years, but he ran a post pattern and was so wide open. The line I didn't even mention that a minute ago, great blocking. Yeah. You know, Parker did a great job of throwing it, and Jonathan laying out.
Man, what a catch, folks. You won't see one better Saturday or Sunday, I can guarantee you. Here comes the extra point attempt. Good snap. Morris has it down, and Caleb Henry has it up and through. And your score with 4:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Deshler has taken control 26-0. We'll keep it right here and want to say a big Tiger hello to our good friend Gordon Crosswhite tonight. Gordon Crosswhite, one of the biggest Tiger fans there is anywhere, and always supports Deshler teams, whether it be on the basket. He's always here, Keith, and not able to come out to the game tonight. And One thing, he's got to work up there in Leeton with all those Clark County folks. That's tough enough. But he holds his own up there. He's got a real friendly rivalry, of course, with the Indian fans out there. We love all of them. But, Gordon, we love you the most. And we appreciate you and hope you're doing well tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate you listening tonight. And so he's one of those I was calling for a minute ago. Come out and support all the programs.
That's right. When, of course, we had that Tiger tailgate party tonight, which was a huge success once again in its second annual event. And Tim, plenty of good food down there, huh? Can't get Bal for some reason right now.
Yeah, I got my feelings hurt.
Great food. Great food.
I got accused of getting my money's worth. I guess somebody said I must have been insinuating I was eating too much.
Saw Charles and Judy Lehman out there, and they had everybody listed that had come through there in their family. 61, 64, 65, 82, 89. Jeff Lehman in 84, our good friend, and then Blake just last year. And then Blake Barber, of course, Gordon's grandson, and then he's got a granddaughter that's, I think, going to graduate next year. So, Deshler all the way
pretty
through.
Pretty good pour over there under that tent.
26-0. Tigers on top, 4:09 to go. Region 8 championship on the line. The number 3 ranked Deshler Tigers versus the number 8 ranked Lions. Alex Mitchell, folks, goes down in the third quarter with an ankle injury, and we just hope and pray the best for him that he can return very quickly to the lineup for Brooks. Kickoff fielded at the 12-yard line and brought out to the 25 before a host of Tigers.
Desmond Stover.
Bring down Stover at the 25. It'll be 1st and 10. Blazer, May, Ferguson, who's had a great game, Ilkin Mills, who came up so big, especially early in the game, and then Charles Jackson, J.R. White, J.D. Williams, Jamel Marsh, Ryan Goodlow, Dion Ballou, and the man of the hour, Johnny Bates, with 2 interceptions and an unbelievable diving catch at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, they must have thought we had a number 2 that played offense and a number 2 that played defense like they do in the colleges.
Now on the option, Robertson going to pitch it out to Hill. He's got running room at the 36-yard line. I believe that's Mitchell, Hunter Mitchell on the run. And he'll have about 10 yards.
I think they're going to
penalty flag.
Brooks for unsportsmanlike here.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Deshler.
Oh, no.
Maybe he signaled the wrong way.
Well, their guy was the one that came up and hit our guy and then started clapping because I just happened to be.
You watching it, wasn't you?
Well, must have been that
foul
second lick.
against
Must have got
Deshler.
the second lick.
15-yard mark-off. 3:41 to go in the third, and this is a Tiger team, folks, that has not been penalized for any kind of ill play at all year long. A very disciplined team. Had some illegal procedures and some holds tonight, and then now the personal foul gives Brooks a 1st and 10 at midfield. This 2009 product on the field for Deshler, something you can really be proud of, Keith.
They are.
Charles Jackson in there at cornerback. 4-man front. Here comes May with the pressure. And they'll bat it down, incomplete. Another great job by Jamel Morris along the Deshler sideline. And you can test Jamel Morris, but you can't beat him.
Well, I don't know how that's just absolutely perfect defense. He's standing beside, just like you see it taught in the colleges and pros, like you said a minute ago. He's behind the guy and goes all the way around him, knocks the ball down, and then doesn't touch him. Doesn't even bump him or go through him. 2nd down and 10 at midfield. Shotgun for Robertson. Pretty good in his own right, folks. This backup quarterback going to fake it now, launch it deep, incomplete, and once again tried the old hook and go on Jamel Marsh along the Deshler sideline. They're blanketed. Yeah,
the defensive secondary for Deshler tonight, folks, has blanketed the Brooks receivers, just nothing doing. And on the night, between the 2 quarterbacks, they've got a total of 57 yards passing.
Yeah, I'd try somebody else over here because this guy, Jamel's not going to let you get
2
over.
interceptions. 3rd and 10 now. Robertson going to roll his right. Ilkin Mills, he's tackled. There it goes, the flag. And it's complete and knocked out of bounds by Dion Ballou is the receiver. Good catch, good throw and catch. Robertson to, I believe that was Clint Prestige on the reception, but Ilkin Mills was tackled in the backfield by the Brooks offensive lineman, and it's coming back. And
kind of a sarcastic cheer
applause,
over here.
Yeah.
That may be their, second penalty?
26 they had that huge one, though, boy.
Okay,
Tim
third.
Valentine, the huge personal foul. run Parker Wright all the way into the chain link fence here on the near side, and that really turned his second half in Deshler's favor.
Yeah, that set us up for our third touchdown tonight. And has Brooks crossed midfield tonight?
Well, they don't have many first downs. I think they've only got 2 first downs, and they have been in Deshler territory tonight, but not past the 45-yard line.
And Matt Blazer in at the left defensive end, Jimmy. He just came in and replaced Rashad Thompson and slid Chris May back down the tackle.
And Evan Ferguson, who's had a game and a half for Deshler, the senior. 3rd and 27, timeout Brooks Lions with 3:11 to go in the third quarter. It's Deshler 26, Brooks nothing. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog, back after this 32nd timeout. 27 to go, 3:11 after a Brooks timeout. J.R. White, Ryan Goodlow. You can look up and down the list, Keith. Dylan Boston with a huge punt, not to mention his defensive plays, and just go through and through. And Jonathan Bates, Dion, all of them have come up at some point in time in this recent championship.
Total team effort, you're correct.
Yeah. 3rd and 27, 3:11 to go in the third. Robertson in there at quarterback for the injured Alex Mitchell. Went down early in the third quarter with a presumed ankle injury on his right leg. Robertson with plenty of time to throw. He's got it complete to Austin Hill, who is tackled at the 45-yard line, well short of the first down. Good throw and catch, though, Taylor Robertson to Austin Hill, and it'll be 4th down and 15 to go for Brooks. It was 3rd and 27, so 4th and 15 now after the 12-yard gain. And Brooks will have to go for it. You got to feel like to have any chance at all, Keith, is 26 to nothing.
Well, just a tough situation right here, like you said. I mean, do or die. You're 4th and 15 from your own 45. That's pretty tough odds.
Here we go, 4-man front. Here comes Dylan Boston on the blitz of Robertson. He gets it away, incomplete. It was going to be the throw and catch, and J.R. White, folks, had the tailback, who was going to be the pitch man, had him covered as well, and Deshler takes over on downs. 1st and 10 now, Parker Wright and company at the 45-yard line of Brooks, and this now got to be a weary Brooks defense making its way back onto the field. And as good as Alex Mitchell is on offense, Keith, he's even more of a leader defensively.
That's what I said a minute ago. I would be surprised if he wasn't their leading tackler, at the time he went out of the game.
1st and 10, shotgun formation for Parker Wright. Twin receivers to the right. They'll fake it to Ballou, give it to Gardner around the right side. And Jay Gardner makes one miss and just can't quite get out of the grasp. But here comes another late flag. A late flag. We did not see anything there. Let's see if it's on Brooks or Deshler. It's an 8-yard gain by Gardner. It'll be after the play. And this is the most that Deshler's been penalized. Block in the back against the Tigers. My, oh, my. And that'll mark us back to the 49-yard line. And the flag thrown after the play, but it was during the play that the foul occurred, and it's 1st and 14 now. Ball just inside midfield. 2:06 left in the third. Deshler penalized 12 times tonight. They'll give to Gardner. This time he's got a hold. Jay Gardner at the 30. Gardner's a foot race to 20. At the 10, Jay Gardner at the 5. Yes! Tiger touchdown. Gardner 49 yards.
Jimmy, just a nice hole there in the middle, and he just blew through there, made that first safety guy miss, and it was a race between him and Austin Hill, and I was kind of curious.
Yeah.
It wasn't much of a race. He ran off and left him.
That will bump the score up to 32 to nothing for the Deshler Tigers.
Take him up to about 130 yards rushing right there, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Good run, good blocking up front by that offensive line. 49 yards for the junior fullback, and Caleb Henry on to attempt the extra point. Good snap by May. Good hold by Jamel Morris, and the kick is up and through, and Deshler all over the Brooks Lions now with 1:51 to go in the third quarter. Deshler 30. Here comes the kickoff by Caleb Henry, 33 to nothing. And go by and tell all these sponsors, Ringer's Garage Doors, they've been with us each and every year, folks. Go by and tell them how much you appreciate Tiger football, and when you do your business, do it with these Deshler Tiger sponsors. We got a bunch of them.
129. Okay. We'll get this after the kick.
Caleb Henry with a deep kickoff, fielded at the 3-yard line on the bounce by Prestige, bringing it upfield, and another big hit, this time by Will Minor, the Deshler Tigers at the 23-yard line. Also Dylan Boston in there on the stop, but good to see Emmanuel Young, Keith, at the game. Now listen to this crowd. I saw Derek Ricks, Emmanuel Young, Tim Inman, all in a bunch down there before the game, and boy, that's Deshler history relived right there.
Yeah, a bunch of those, and I saw Larry Carmichael before the game. So yeah, a bunch of the old guys still around here, and then some of them look like he can still play.
Oh, yeah, Manuel, I guarantee he can put a move on you. 1st and 10, 33-0, Tigers, inside 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Robertson, he's going to pitch it back to the tailback, and he's going to go for about 3 tough yards. Jamel Morris on the stop, and Ryan Goodlow as well. Ilkin Mills giving chase, and here comes Stephen Abels. What a big play he had on that 4th down when Brooks went for it through near midfield. And Matt Blazer, having a career year, and what a better year to have it in your senior campaign. And boy, he has just played like a man inspired all year long.
Both sides of the ball, you're correct.
Number 50, folks, he's a good one. Give to the tailback, trying to outrace Deshler and just can't do it. At the 32-yard line is the tailback Hunter Mitchell. He's a senior. And it'll be 3rd down after about a 3-yard gain to the 32. 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. Inside a minute to go, third quarter, 33-0.
Yeah, well, one thing's really good to see Deshler, rise up and meet the challenge, but also for us to realize that the score's not going to be totally indicative of the way this game.
And then the loss of Alex Mitchell there early in the third quarter. It really hurt Brooks both offensively and defensively.
Right.
One more time, folks, say a prayer for that excellent athlete in the shows there is Ilkin Mills giving chase, and he'll chase down the tailback. And when you got a defensive tackle that can chase down a 5'8", 155-pound running back in the backfield, Keith, you got quite a defensive line for Coach John Mothershed. No gain on the play. 4th down, Brooks. Ilkin Mills from his defensive tackle spot on an sweep around right end makes the play for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, such a good play, and watching sometimes isolating on these ends and stuff. You read these a lot of times. Used to the backs would always brag on the linemen. I notice a lot more now. Your linebackers bragging on defensive ends and stuff for doing their job and turning the plays, back into them, and that's why they got 10 and 12 tackles every game.
Yeah. Tim, the end of 3 quarters of play. Deshler 33, Brooks nothing. Your thought? Back Brooks to punt to begin the 4th quarter of play, trailing 33-0 to the Deshler Tigers for the Region 8 championship. And this score, and they're going to fake it. Brooks is going to fake it, and I believe they've got the 1st down and run out of bounds at the 49-yard line is number 5 for Brooks. That's Marcellus Smith. They just hiked it to the up back and took it on a sweep around right side. Jamel Morris did all he could. He read it, but turned him in, but nobody was there.
Turned it in, but you're right. We were, I guess, not really expecting them to punt from their own 30 or 31-yard line, I believe they were on. And but like you said, a couple of good blocks. 1st down, they got the ball out about the 48-yard line.
Here comes Abels out, J.D. Williams in, and J.R. White checks in now at linebacker. It's Boston, and it's only 2 linebackers in there, extra defensive back for the Deshler Tigers, and Deion Ballou standing way back playing free safety, and he's just going to break on the ball. And they've got it complete to Austin Hill at the 35-yard line. He's tracking to the 20 and caught at the 10-yard line by Jamel Morris. Just a crossing pattern, and Robertson did a good job with a good throw to Austin Hill, and good speed shown by Hill, and then Morris cut him off at the 10, and boy, that got everyone's attention on the Deshler sideline. And some signs of life for the Brooks Lions just underway here in the 4th quarter after the fake punt.
Yeah, it looked like we were playing a 2-deep zone, had just dropped back, was going to possibly let them catch it underneath a little bit, and he just split the seam down the middle of the field.
Robertson with a shotgun, and he'll give to Smith around the right side. He's at the 10-5, down to the 2-yard line goes Smith.
Oh,
they fumble the football, does Smith, and I believe the Tigers have it. Let's see.
They're going to talk about that.
Wait on the call.
I really believe he fumbled when he hit the ground, but of course we can't see all the way across.
Brooks players arguing about it. Boy, Austin Hill is having to be pushed away by the official. Unbelievable. And the officials discussing. I was like you, Keith. I thought maybe the ground caused a fumble, but Deshler picked it up. And then, Tim, what's the call there?
Second down.
They're going to rule the ground did cause a fumble, and it's Brooks' ball on the 1 or 2 yard line. Not to take anything away from Brooks, but Charles Jackson's a long pass.
Say that one more time.
Charles Jackson slipped down on that long pass.
Okay.
So
good job. 33-0, 11:23 to go in the ball game. We're going to take a quick timeout with timeout on the field. When we return, Brooks, 2nd and goal inside the 1 of the Deshler Tigers. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog. Back in 30 seconds. Welcome back to Howard Chapel Stadium. During the timeout, folks, Coach John Mothershed comes out on the field, and he and the official get in a heated exchange, and then he draws an unsportsmanlike conduct call from the referee in tonight's ball game, and that will mark it half the distance to the goal, I assume, which is, I guess, a half a yard since it was inside the 1. And I don't...
We have to assume what he was mad at is because the referee was having... after the call, the referee was having to restrain one of their players and pushed him back 3 times for arguing with him, and yet he never called anything.
Here we go. 2nd and goal inside the 1. They'll give to Smith over the right side. He's high in the air, and he has the Brooks touchdown. So the Lions coming to life across the way. It's 33-6. Deshler on top. Hard fought ball game. Tim Ballantyne, hard hitting game here at Howard Chapel Stadium.
Yeah, a lot of hitting on both.
Cutting in and out. We apologize, folks. We'll try to get that fixed for you here. Tiger football, what a game. Nobody disappointed has shown up tonight. A little windy, but football weather. And the extra point attempt is up and good, and your score with 11:18 to go in the game is Deshler 33, Brooks 7. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog. Back after this 30-second timeout. On top, and want to say hello to the Norwoods tonight. Dr. and Mrs. Norwood, Miss Fay out on Woodmont Drive, 8th Tune, real close there each and every week, Keith, to these Deshler Tigers. And, of course, the senior grandson, Ben Norwood, having a phenomenal campaign. Sat out of football last year, came back, and is just having a spectacular year. And along with, an up-and-coming freshman, Tucker Norwood, going to be a real good running back. And then, of course, they've got beautiful Molly, who's the class of that whole clan. And then Jake trailing up. But we want to say a big Tiger hello to Dr. and Mrs. Norwood tonight. Here, and Brooks, with signs of life, still early in the 4th quarter, going to try an onside kick, high bounce. Ball on the ground, and I believe J.R. White has it. J.R. White has it for the Deshler Tigers, and what a game that young man has played for Deshler. Yeah, just a junior.
He sure has. And the message Coach Hill's trying to send to his bunch right there is, we may not catch up this game, but we're going to play, and we hope to see them later and deeper into the playoffs, hopefully.
1st and 10, Deshler at midfield. The only problem with that onside attempt is you give the other team excellent field position. And Kai Cole in there, wide receiver for Deshler. Micah Crunk. Boy, he's had a job tonight, and he has sprung Jay Gardner just a few moments ago. And wing back, Will Miner comes in motion. They'll give it to him around the left end. Will Miner makes one miss. Will Miner at the 40. Miner down the sideline to 35, and still on his feet inside the 25 and run out of bounds along the Deshler sideline at the 23-yard line is the sophomore wing back, Will Miner. He's just played his way right into that starting position, Keith Coates, and that time a big 27-yard jump.
He sure has, and just making a really good cut right there and getting hit and stumbling, and it looked like he was going to stumble forward for about a 10-12, and he stood back up and started running until they ran him out of bounds. So
Ryan Goodlow in for D. Anthony Summerhill. Summerhill with 8 carries for 25 yards tonight. So a little tougher going for him tonight than it has been, but he's still a leader in that backfield for Deshler. Minor in motion again, a penalty play. My, oh, my. Plenty to work on, Keith, even though you're up 33-7 in the region championship. You go back to the drawing board Sunday morning or tomorrow morning, watch that film. There's plenty for the Tigers to say, hey, we can do better.
Yeah, a lot of it is the stuff that is frustrating to a coach, because it's not necessarily those penalties going 110%. It's the focus penalties, concentration.
Right.
It's just jumping off side. But that's very correct.
Crunk, Blazer, May, and then Zach, Foster, Norwood. Keiko split to the right side. Pitch to D'Anthony Summerhill around the right end. Summerhill's got some running room at the 20. Summerhill pushed out of bounds along the far side at the 19, 18-yard line. They tackle him 5, maybe 6 yards out of bounds. No call along the Brooks sideline, and it'll be second down and about 4 to go.
Yeah, just grinding it out now, trying to take it under the 10-minute mark. Jay Gardner with a good block on the outside, turn the end in to allow D'Anthony to get around the end, and that's what we talk about so much. Jay Gardner rushing, he's over 130 yards now rushing, and blocking for his running back.
All these backs are so unsettled. Minor split out now this time for Parker Wright. Quick pitch, Summerhill to the left side. Work to the right, let's try it to the left, and he's got more running room inside of 10. D'Anthony, oh man, what a run out of bounds at the 5. First and goal at the 5-yard line for the Deshler Tigers. And D'Anthony Summerhill against a worn-down Brooks defensive unit. And Jason Zach checks out of the ball game now. That senior guard, what a year he's had.
Yeah, Evans got on 75 now, and he's in there at guard.
First and goal at the 5-yard line. Ryan Goodlow checking in with a play for Parker Wright, the senior signal caller, with a huge pass in the game tonight to Jonathan Bates. It was a big one. 33-7. Wing T set. Goodlow, Summerhill, Gardner. Right under center to 5. Give to Summerhill around the right side. He's got a block by Gardner. Turns off of it, and into the end zone goes D'Anthony Summerhill for his second touchdown of the night. Caught a good block from the fullback and broke right off of it, just as a good tailback will do, and takes it in for yet another Tiger score, making it 39-7 with 10:42 to go in this region championship game.
Yeah, I think that if it wasn't already pretty much decided, I think that one definitely puts it out of reach. But what a good drive by Deshler, just sort of grinding it out, using a little bit of clock, but mainly just sort of starting to, just really push them around now.
And you really, after this extra point, we'll see about what you think about this point that I want to make. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up and through. But Keith, we talked so often and throughout the first half, and Tim, I want to get your opinion on this as well, but about it, all for naught. We weren't doing any good running the football, and they were stopping us. We couldn't get a first down. We just stayed with it, and sure enough, now all the backs are way up there in yardage.
Well, we talked about just leaning on them a little bit, and that's one of the things that I thought was you would have to control both lines of scrimmage. Offensive control their defense and our defense, and I believe as the game has wore on, you've seen that take over.
Tam, what do you think?
I agree with Keith totally. I know the first drive of the second, Coach Mothershed was imploring them to really push them around and shove them around, and I think we've really done that in the second half. I think we've just pushed them all over the field.
40-7. And as you said, the score not indicative of the game, but yet really the Tigers have pretty well dominated the second half, 13-0 at the half. And then Alex Mitchell, Deshler comes out, has the interception on Mitchell's pass, his second of the night, and then takes it down and scores. And during that drive, Mitchell went out with an injury to his right, we think ankle or knee, and then that really deflated Brooks.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. But I guess what I was sort of saying was it wasn't really, if you were here, indicative of what kind of hard-hitting good football you saw. Yeah, that's right. Didn't eat much at half.
Kick it to the 15-yard line, picked up, Ryan Goodlow there to make the stop at the 25-yard line. Shoestring tackle on Clint Prestige by Ryan Goodlow, and so many weapons for these Deshler Tigers. And now we begin a conversation of sorts about how good can this Deshler A defense be, and B, how good can this Deshler team get?
Well, there's no question. I mean, they've made a statement tonight. I mean, you know, it's the number 8 team in the state that they're playing. Team that's, you know, has the same record that Deshler has, you know, 7-1, and they're a good football team.
And they have, here we go on first down. Robertson going to launch it out of bounds, incomplete. Big rush put on by J.R. White once again, but total yards for the Brooks Lions, 102 total yards, and Taylor Robertson has 74 yards passing here in the second half.
Yeah, and I think the defense has to be the name of the game, because we kept them pinned back so long that it just had to be wearing on them. You know, even though they were doing a good job of keeping us out of the end zone, we were wearing on them.
Second and 10, Robertson going to keep it, and Evan Mitchell from the outside, Ilkin Mills from the inside. And what a game. Ilkin Mills has had a little slow getting up after that contact with Robertson. But Ilkin Mills and Evan Ferguson, that defensive front four may be the best the Tigers have had in a long, long time.
You just pick your poison. You know, you want to run this side or that side. You come this side, you got Evan and Ilkin. The other side, you got Rashad
and Chris May.
I mean, you know, what do you want to do?
And if he goes out and takes a break, you got Matt Blazer.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious. Third down, 10. Ball at the 25-yard line, 40-7 Tigers. J.R. White on the blitz. Robertson going to roll out, trying to set up a screen. Got it for Hill, and he's got blockers. Austin Hill will have about 11 yards out over the 35 to the 36, and had the right play called for the right defense that time, and slipped the screen out there to Austin Hill, and he takes it for 11 as Blazer will check into the game for Deshler.
Yeah, first down for Brooks. But and then, Jimmy, you know, as we were talking, you know, can't forget the job those linebackers have done. Dylan Boston, J.R. White, the first of the game was just Charles Jackson, and then the secondary. We'll talk about them after this play.
First and 10, shotgun for Robertson. Single receiver to either side, and they'll give it to the back, and it's Ilkin Mills in the backfield, 3 yards deep. And again, folks, a defensive tackle running a tailback down in the backfield. And I mean, that's speed for speed now.
Absolutely. And Jimmy, the secondary, just, I mean, we're talking about situations where they're trying to hit receivers that we've got them blanketed. You know, we've got them covered, and then you know, Jonathan Bates and Ryan Goodlow, Jamel Morris. Of course, Dion back here just roaming the, you know, playing center field.
Second and 12 now after the 2-yard loss. 40-7, Tigers on top. Robertson looking to throw, and it's incomplete, intended for Hill, and Ryan Goodlow was there, but it was overthrown, stops the clock. But Coach Pat Smith, he's assistant head coach. He also has special teams to worry with and defensive backs, and he gets the addition of a volunteer coming out to help, Chris Nance. About the third or fourth game of the year. He's home from Mississippi State after a great college career. And, boy, you can tell, especially in Jonathan Bates' play, Keith, I really think the addition of Nance in that secondary helping out has really benefited some of our backs. And as Robertson's going to launch it up, and Morris right there on coverage for Austin Hill at the 40-yard line. He pleads for the call, but no flags, and it's 4th and 12 now. For the Brooks Lions, ball at the 35 with Deshler on top, 40-7. But you get that young guy in there, and they can identify with him.
That's right. You know, Chris just graduating, you know, a few years ago, and a lot of these kids actually, you know, to be honest, a lot of these kids were 7th, maybe 8th graders when Chris was playing down here. So they really relate to him, and he's doing it. And Coach Smith is doing an outstanding job with the two of them doing a great job with the secondary.
The punt by Poole taken by Dion Ballou. Can he get off to the race to 45? Ballou at midfield. Dion Ballou. And he takes it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Dion Ballou, and a huge block. I believe it was either Ferguson or Dylan Boston put a block on the Brooks player and brings the crowd to his feet. And, boy, that time, folks, he's been toying with us because he turned it on, Keith. up the sideline from midfield to the 10. He must have been.
Well, I was going to say, I
seconds.
kind of blinked and missed him there from about the 50 to 35, and he showed that speed. And when he sees a crease, boy, he can really hit a gear.
46-7 with 8 minutes to go in the game. And Deshler looks like they will be the region champion. And Brooks will go back, low snap. Somehow Morris comes up with it, and somehow Caleb Henry kicks it through, and your score, Deshler 47, Brooks 7, still 8 minutes to go in the game. And Dion Ballou with a 60-yard punt return. And, man, did he turn it on, folks, right in front of the Brooks sideline, and he got a huge block right there from Evan Ferguson. It brought the shit when the offense struggled.
Yeah.
All through the first half, but the defense, no sign of
there's
struggle.
no question. Short of the penalties, the few little bit of penalties we've had, I believe he would call this about as complete a game offensively and defensively as he could play. I mean, really a good game.
47-7, who would have thunk it? Henry with a high end-over-end kick will be fielded at the 15-yard line, brought up field 20, 25-yard line. The Brooks Lions receiver out over the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's Stover with a real good run back from the 15-yard line out to the 41 of Brooks, and it'll be 1st and 10 Lions. And folks, Val, you're down there. Tell us, this is a huge Brooks team. They've got 292, 285, 270 on defense, and then 265 and 275 on offense blocking.
Jimmy, they are very, very big and very physical. Our defense has just dominated their.
First and 10 now. Brooks, ball at their own 41-yard line. They'll give to the tailback around the left side. And just nothing to do. J.D. Williams will run him down after about a 3-yard gain. And here comes Trey Rowell, the junior, into the ball game. And you'll see him most likely in the starting rotation next year in his senior campaign. He's a hard worker, Keith, and he works hard in school and hard in the weight room. 7.5 minutes to go, 47-7. All Deshler Tigers tonight as Dylan Boston gets a well-deserved rest.
Yeah, he did. He played an outstanding game, and he's got where he's just controlling the middle of the field.
2nd and 7. Robertson going to loft it incomplete, intended for Prestige and nowhere near. And it'll be 3rd down and 6 at the 45-yard line of Brooks, trailing by 40 points to the Deshler Tigers. And here comes Rod Winston, Stephen Abels into the game, and Trey Rowell. So he's taking his starters out little by little, and the Deshler very much appreciate their efforts tonight. Shotgun formation. Robertson going to roll to the right, looking for a throwback. Mays out there, got it defended, and they wrap him up for no gain. As Hill now squirts away, the official did not blow the whistle, thought the forward progress was dead, but Austin Hill keeps his feet churning, and he'll have it for a 1st down after he somehow rides the way from the grasp of Chris May and company. Had 3 Tigers surrounded him, and that shows you the athletic ability of one senior, Austin Hill.
Yeah, he did a good job. Looked like we had him corralled over there about the 50, and he just kept pulling until he pulled away. And luckily we had one guy didn't catch which defensive back, but stayed on him and tackled him at about the 46-yard line.
1st and 10. Brooks Lions inside Tiger territory. 6 minutes to go in the game. They'll pitch out. Got it to Stover, and he's got running room. And Jamel Morris somehow able to tackle him at the 31-yard line. Morris had actually slipped to his bottom and got Stover as he came by him and made the tackle, but moved the chains again. Brooks Lions with a good drive here inside the 35.
Yeah, looking good. That time just ran the option, had some good blocking, and Stover looks like he's got the potential to be a pretty tough running back. He's just a junior, 5'8", says 180, looks a little bigger than that.
1st and 10, 47-7. Deshler Tigers over Brooks. Number 3 versus number 8. Robertson going to look deep. Got a man at the 5. Touchdown. Brooks Lions. Prestige on the reception from, I tell you what, folks, a very good backup quarterback for Brooks, Taylor Robertson. And Brooks on the board with a 32-yard touchdown pass to make it 47-13 with 6:07 left in the football game.
Yeah, as we said when he first came in, and these aren't the first passes that this guy's thrown. I mean, you can tell he's played a lot in some second halves, and he just laid that one out. His receiver was behind our guy, and he just laid it out there where he could go get it. A nice catch by Prestige.
Cody Dobbs was giving a little bit of pressure to Robertson. He got in there on that last series, so good to see him. And the extra point attempt is up and good, and your score was 6:07 to go in the game. Deshler 47, Brooks 14. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog. Back after this 30-second timeout. Welcome back to Howard Chapel Stadium. Jimmy Gardner along with Keith Coates, Tim Ballantyne. And Tim, we're going to try to keep you down here right in front of us and see if that helps on the technical difficulties we're having, maybe during the coaches show also. But 6:07, 47-14. And Tim, give us your impressions of this Deshler Tiger team.
Well, Jimmy, outside of the penalties tonight, probably our most complete game we've played. Just very physical, just a lot of hard hitting. Blocking's been good, especially in the second half. And
Ryan Goodlow with a kickoff. He's taking it up the Brooks sideline, and legs taken out from under him at the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, and here comes some wholesale changes now for Coach Jared Helms with 5:58 to go in the ball game. And checking out Jay Gardner, DeAnthony Summerhill, Parker Wright, the senior signal caller, and he has done a wonderful job leading this team, Keith. And I believe the Deshler Tiger no turnovers tonight in this championship game versus 4 for the Brooks Lions.
How big is that? I mean, early on, it definitely accounted for, 7 to 14 points, which were huge early.
Justin Cantrell in there at quarterback for the Deshler Tigers. And he'll give to Chandler Lewis around the left side, and he's tripped up for maybe a yard gain. And now you just have to watch the tempers flaring. Most of the starters still in there for Brooks. And it's just so tough right now. And if you played any sports, you've been on that losing end, and it's just tough right there to take it, especially when you got a half a quarter to go.
Yeah, the frustration, because, you've worked so hard and to try to accomplish something, and then when you realize it, the frustration sets in.
Tucker Norwood in motion. Cantrell will keep it around the left side, and he's hog-tied and brought down. Vicious lick. That'll lose back to the 41-yard line, make it 3rd down, 13. Taylor Gross in there for Deshler. Joe McElwain, the freshman. And boy, how big is this? So Alex Sharon in there for the Deshler Tigers to get that playing time in a region championship game when you're a freshman and a sophomore.
Yeah, huge. Just huge to get out there and again, play against a few plays against their starters, and it's got to build a lot of confidence.
Adam Patterson at center. Will Davis at a guard. Minor, Norwood, and Lewis in there. Long snap count for Cantrell. Milking the clock down. 47-14 Tigers. 3rd and 13 from 41. Cantrell going to give it around the left side, and helmets come flying at the 42-yard line, so no lack of hitting as J.D. Williams on the carry for the Deshler Tigers, the junior. And it'll be 4th down, and the punting unit will roll onto the field for the Deshler Tigers. So Coach John Mothershed content to just run this clock on out and take this well-deserved Region 8 championship against a very good number 8 ranked Brooks Lions team in the state of Alabama. And they'll take it back to the chalkboard, Keith, and look for them to make a deep run in the 4A state playoffs in 09, especially if they can get Mitchell back healthy.
Yeah, you're right. They've got a good team. I mean, like I said, this is
high snap, athletic play by Dylan Boston, and a booming punt will roll dead at the 10-yard line of the Brooks Lions. So Dylan Boston with a 52-yard punt for the Deshler Tigers. And that could be a weapon into the playoffs that he gets off those kind. And that time, Keith, he didn't have time to think about it. He had to jump high in the air to catch the football and then just kicked it.
I think that's his 3rd kick down inside the 10-yard line tonight. I remember 2 right about the 9 and 1 about the 1 or 2. So that can be big in a really close game.
Ben Floyd checks in the ball game now. Rowell, Williams, Goodlow still there. Cody Dobbs, Taylor Posey, Rod Winston, and Stephen Abels as they'll pitch it to Stover around the left side. He's looking for running room, and he'll have 11 yards before he's brought out of bounds around the 22, 23-yard line. And that time of a 47-14 game with 3 minutes to go, Coach John Moshed really shouting instructions to his team. Let's keep it under the vest. Nothing silly.
Yeah, just play straight up football. Let's get it as we approach the 3-minute mark. Let's get out of here. And
Austin Sullivan, cornerback, Charles Jackson, and then you've got Ryan Goodlow, just as we call him, the protector.
Yeah.
Back there at free safety, because he can run down. And Tim, I know Dion Ballou gets all the accolades and well-deserved SEC commitment before the year ever started in his senior campaign, but I still love to see he and Ryan Goodlow in a foot race for 40 yards.
Probably be a lot closer than most people think. Ryan's got really good speed, really great athlete, and he's really a weapon. And we got a lot of weapons on offense.
And really another one of those guys, Keith, that if he's got a different personality, hangs his head, whines, because, he could easily be getting the ball 15, 20 times a game were he on a different team or this team was doing different things. But we got Summerhill, we've got Gardner, Ballou, we've got Jonathan Bates, Will Minor, and then Goodlow is playing full-time defense and then gets in there and makes a spectacular run tonight to really spring the game open at 13-0.
Yeah, but that's one of the big things that makes us year in and year out so hard to deal with is it allows Ryan to be such a good player on defense and not play as much offense.
And you saw Alex Mitchell tonight having to go both ways, and probably the best player on the field at quarterback, and then turns around and one of the best, at least defensively, on the field tonight.
Yeah,
at safety.
You're right, but don't you know that Coach Hill would love to not have to put him on defense as good as he is at quarterback.
2:33 to go, 47-14. Deshler on top of Brooks. Playoff implication, we're going to talk about them in just a moment as they have it complete to Austin Hill, coverage by Jaquay Garner, but Hill's going to come out with some impressive numbers tonight receiving the football as he has it inside the 40-yard line of the Deshler Tigers. But DAR, folks, if they defeat Plainview tonight, I believe will finish 4th in Region 7. And that's who we go up against the first 2 rounds. It could be DAR, it could be Fairview, it could even be, and hold your breath on this one, North Jackson.
Yeah.
Man, should they draw the number 4 hole, what a first-round game that will be. Robertson scrambles for his life and has it complete to number 17 for Brooks. That's Matthew Scott at the 23-yard line, steps out of bounds. But just on that play, on the Deshler sideline, Tim, you can see the athleticism of these Brooks receivers, and that just shows you what the Deshler Tigers have been able to do.
Yeah, he did a good job that time of lofting it over the defender and reaching up, catching it with his hands and just getting his toes in bounds.
1:58 to go in the game, 47-14 Tigers. Nobody saw this coming. Give to Stover around the left side. He's pushing it outside at the 20. Stover jumps a man at the 15, inside the 5. Still on his feet is a hard-charging Brooks Lions, Desmond Stover. And what a game he has played for Coach Jerry Hill and company. And it's 1st and goal, Brooks.
Yeah, that guy's going to be a tough running back next year. And you can see already Brooks, they're building some depth too. Robertson will be a good quarterback next year.
It's going to be right
Stover,
back here.
Oh, yeah. Look for us to have another battle. If, like I said, if we don't meet them 2 or 3 weeks from now.
47-14, Deshler, minute and a half to go. Brooks threatening. Robertson on the option. He'll pitch it to the tailback. Rod Winston tracks him down outside the 10-yard line at the 11, helped by Taylor Posey. But that was Tanner Scott, just a sophomore, 6-footer, 160 pounds, and he was tracked down by Rod Winston. But Stephen Abel's trotting off, Ben Floyd in there, also B.J. Whitfield for the Deshler Tigers, Norwood in there at safety, Sullivan, Aaron Howard in the game for Deshler. But Keith, Stephen Abel's with a huge play tonight on that 4th down.
Big play, yeah.
2nd and goal at the 10. Robertson in the shotgun, going to throw it out for Hill. trying to elude a Tiger and does it to 13, then brought down hard at the 12-yard line by Jaquay Garner, and he says, well, I'll get you back for getting me on that last pass play. And boy, he really hammers Hill to the ground, and he is one tough mug, is Jerry Hill's son Austin in his senior year. 47-14 Deshler, and it's 3rd and goal. Clock ticking down inside, a half a minute to go in the ball game.
Yeah, probably the last play right here. Well, ref's going to stop
have a penalty flag. It's either illegal substitution, Deshler trying to get some guys out there, or delay a game. 47-14, so watch tonight, folks, as they will have that sorted out, I believe, after tonight. DAR, Fairview, North Jackson, Plainview, and Gunnersville. That's your 5 out of that region that we could contend with. Gunnersville has, I think, first place locked up. Then you've got Plainview and DAR playing tonight. Should DAR upset them, I think they take over 4th place. But North Jackson beat Fairview last night, and I believe currently we would get Fairview in the first round.
Well, we talked last week about how interesting it would be to play North Jackson. You know, that would get your attention, a big name team.
Man.
You know,
I don't want my attention, guy. 3rd down goal after the penalty. Robertson going to have it in and out of the hands of Prestige. Had the touchdown, folks, and tough break for that young man, and it'll go incomplete. And now 4th down with 11 seconds to go, a 47-14 lead for the Deshler Tigers.
Yeah, I look across the way. I don't see any tape or anything. I do see Mitchell up. He's got some crutches he's leaning on, but he is standing and got his foot down, so hopefully
just a sprained ankle, maybe.
So, yeah.
Boy, they need him back, and I tell you, Region 8 needs him back for these playoffs. And on 4th down, they have it touchdown to Austin Hill on the down and out. And so that will make your final score most likely 47-21, but it's funny how this thing turns around, Tim Ballantyne, because at one point at 33-0, we were saying it doesn't seem that close, but then at 47-21, that's not really indicative of how it is either.
I think the biggest thing Jimmy, Coach Hill, was trying to express upon his guys is to keep playing hard.
Don't quit.
Yeah.
High end-over-end kick is up and good, and with 6 seconds left in the game, it's Deshler 47, Brooks 21, and we'll have a kickoff, most likely be the last play of the game. Many of the students now waiting to charge the field here at Howard Chapel Stadium.
Yeah, I give the students a lot of credit along with the team. I mean, the team really worked so hard this week. Like I said, slipped up here a couple of days and watched them, and you could tell Monday at practice. I mean,
yeah, it was on.
I even heard Coach holler. I had my windows down. I heard him. He said, something feels different out here today, guys. What is it? You know, and so I mean, it was just something different in the air. But give a lot of credit to the students. Like I said, what a fantastic pep rally today they had. You know, got up there as I was walking in. I told you I saw Dr. Larry Carmichael standing out there. I said, why are you standing here? He said, there's no seats in there. And I said, well, I've got to find me a spot on the wall somewhere. So they were fired up and loud, and the parents participating. Oh, that was like awesome. You said.
Senior
it was
mom,
just a lot of fun. I saw you up there dancing to the
Oh,
thing.
yeah. I was there today now.
Yeah, I saw you.
47-21, folks. Glad you've tuned in to Big Dog 105.5. I want to thank Farley over at the radio station. Couldn't do it without you, buddy, and we love you and appreciate the job you do each and every Friday night. We've had a great year of broadcasting. Tigers will go to 8-1 on the season, and the kickoff is fallen on by Tucker Norwood, and a little bit of extracurricular activity on the Brooks sideline. But that is the last play of the game. Region champions, the Deshler Tigers, 47-21 over the visiting Brooks Lions. And this is just one of the best rivalries going right now in Northwest Alabama.
Boy, it is.
Bring that right back.
We got home field 4 games straight, right?
We won a million. It's too early to say all that.
Come on in, guys. Come on in. I already know this.
Hey, and the hoodies will say Region Champs. Y'all come on in, have a seat. All right, let me talk to you real quick, because I got some more better news You'll stop what you're doing.
Listen up!
All right. First of all, gentlemen, on behalf of the coaching staff, I want to tell you, tremendous job tonight. From the coaching staff, what the beauty is, you play. You know, my biggest question is, can we beat a good football team? Brooks has got a good football team. Brooks got a good football team. We go out there, and not only do we beat them, we destroy them. All right? Hey, we do what we got to do, and we pound them. And that's a great win for you. It's not a lucky win. It's not one of them, oh, if this would have happened or that would have happened. No, it's one of them spankings that you go back on your side of the river, and you still be a wannabe. You understand? You be a wannabe. You be a wannabe. And I'm talking to all of them. Be a wannabe. All right? Now, more good news. Quarterback Club had a tailgate party today. Hey, so when this is over, we all get to go across to the lawn, and they still got their tents up, and they still got their food out. And so we can chow down. Okay. All right. Sunday. It's business. Sunday. We got to get the sizes for your hoodies. Okay, Region Champ hoodies. Okay, here we go again. And we got to start getting ready for J.O. Johnson. Now, J.O. Johnson, a lot of talent, a lot of speed. Y'all remember them crushing hits they did on us last year? Hey, but this game, then Johnson ought to have us primed for round 1, which will be here. Y'all understand? Yes, sir. Very proud. Let's get to prayer, gentlemen. Let's get to prayer. And then let's go and enjoy a good celebration.